And we are live. Hang on one second. I have to edit this real quick because apparently Twitch is a bunch of wusses. All right, there we go. There we go. They didn't like the fact that my headline says, "Want to be rich? Start a business and tell the old system to kiss your ass. Here's how." My friends, today's going to be a very special show. It's basically going to be 2 hours of me explaining to you guys how to tell people to kiss your ass and how to tell people to fuck off. Now, warning to everyone with sensitive ears, not the episode for you. And I'll tell you what got me going today. I blame Bamboo Ben. Bamboo Ben, for those of you who watch the show regularly, is my right-hand man. And him and I just sat and talked for 45 minutes on how stupid most people are and how living in reality is so much easier than people make it. Let's begin the show. See, this says freedom. The biggest and the best freedom that you have is this. Having the freedom to tell somebody to kiss your ass. And that freedom applies to corporations, governments, husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, children. It applies to everyone who isn't you. It even applies to me, from you. If you don't like my show, you can tell me to fuck off. How do you do that? You turn off the show. That's why I tell people, if you don't like the show, take your freedom finger and turn off the show. We live in a society of influence. We live in a world of perception. Everything is perception. We use our eyes, our ears, our nose, our mouth, our hands, our skin to perceive the environment around us. The problem is, with all of humanity, is we started to give a shit what people not in our purview perception said. We started to read shit and apply it to our lives. We started to let somebody affect our mood, our perception with their agenda and their perception. I live in Florida. Right now, supposedly, we have a hurricane coming. All I've seen is a bunch of pictures with red, slightly yellow, slightly more red graphics of something that looks like a turning hurricane. Do they know where it's going to hit? No. Do they know how it's going to affect everyone? No. Do I even know that it exists? No. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to not fucking worry about it until I have to fucking worry about it. Because it's someone else's, right? The Weather Channel wants you to watch the Weather Channel. Channel 5, breaking news. Tornado has your name on it. It's coming to kill you. The tornado's agenda is to get Bitcoin Ben. This is why, see, government is just weathermen trying to sell you dishwashing liquid. Because the advertisers, this satellite's brought to you by Fuck It's Clean. Fuck It's Clean is the best dishwashing liquid out there. Let's watch a Fuck It's Clean commercial. Back to scaring the shit out of you with graphics. My grandfather used to tell me, everyone who talks to you wants something from you. Once you understand that, you'll be happier. Because you'll quickly learn to not give a shit what people say. And you'll live a happier life. Because you won't live your life off of their agenda. See, the government and every other person in your life wants something from you. Your wife wants you to do what your wife wants you to do. Your husband probably wants you to do what he wants you to do, or has expectations of what you should do. See, I have zero expectations of anybody. I have zero expectations of life. I have zero expectations that the next time I eat a meal, it's going to be the best meal I've ever had. See, expectations give other things outside of your control over your perception. See, the government wants control over you because the government is filled with people who are probably losers. See, that's why so many liberals love government because, well, government's a secure job. I can fuck off all day, not accomplish shit, and keep my job. My dad was one of those, worked at the post office. My dad's did not earn a single dollar in his workday. You could have got rid of his job and society would have functioned just fine. He worked at the post office. This is the society we live in, folks. We live in a society that wants you to give a shit about everything. Don't. The people that make toothpaste want you to brush your teeth for 3 minutes. The people that make floss want you to floss your teeth every day. The people that say flossing isn't good enough, they want you to use a water pick. So you use a water pick. The people that make mouthwash want you to use mouthwash. The people that make moisturizer want you to use a pre-moisturizer and a moisturizer. But while you're in the shower, don't forget, a bar of soap's not good enough for your hair. But a bar of soap is good enough to wash your ass with. But your private parts, they need a certain type of soap. And your face, you should use a certain type of soap that costs you 3 times more than the other bar of soap that was made for your ass. If you did everything recommended, all right? No. All right? This is not my first hurricane. This is my second hurricane. And guess what? I lived through the fucking last one. I'll live through this one. And if I don't live through this one, I'm not going to give a fuck anyway. Shit happens. Hurricanes happen. Earthquake happens. Fucking hit by a school bus happens. Tripping over a fucking bar of soap and cracking your head in the bathroom happens. Shit happens. I'm not going to give a fuck about a hurricane. You know why? It's going to come here whether I want it to or not. All right. My worrying about it is not going to make the hurricane go, well, shit. I was going to go there, but, Ben's seemed a little upset. Fuck people. Just live your life. Golly. And this applies to government. I hear people all the time. What if the government outlaws Bitcoin? What if they make Bitcoin illegal? Motherfucker, they made weed illegal. The government can't do shit. stop giving a fuck what people tell you you have to do. You don't. Live your life. And if someone walks up and goes, "Excuse me, sir, you can't do that," look at them and ask yourself, do I want to continue what I'm doing? Yes. Then you look at that person and go, fuck off. And then just walk past them. Their opinion doesn't have any consequences to you. Their disappointment doesn't affect you in any way unless you let it affect you. I can remember when my kids were little and they would come up and go, "Dad, can we go here?" And I'd say no. Well, why not? I never replied. I never explained why not. Because I don't fucking have to. I feed you and I keep you from dying. Go get him, Tiger. You don't have to answer people. You don't have to do anything. Understand that and embrace it. And life's a whole lot happier. See, government is just a large group of abusive spouses or abusive people. They want you to do something. You just tell them to fuck off, right? I live in a neighborhood that has one of those GPOs or HOPs or whatever. You think I give a fuck what any of them say? My wife and I were having a sidewalk put on the side of our house. And she's like, "Well, we have to have it approved by the GPA." I'm like, why would we even ask? Well, you have to ask. Why? Well, because they say so. Well, who gives a fuck if they say so? But my wife applied, and oh, thank God we were approved because they were showing up on Tuesday, whether they fucking approved or not. You don't have to give a fuck about people. You don't have to give a fuck about people's opinions. You have to live in your reality and make yourself happy. See, nobody gives a shit about your happiness. They're worried about their happiness, as they should be. The key to happiness is making yourself happy. When I was younger, I used to argue with girlfriends. we'd be going out and they'd say, you know what, Ben, I'm just not happy anymore. And I'd go, okay, well, I guess I'll see you later. And they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Where are you going? Well, you said you weren't happy. I figured we're breaking up. Well, I don't want to break up, but I thought you said you were not happy. Well, yeah, what I need you to do is change. What? Yeah, I need you to change so I'm happy. Are you serious? Yeah. Yeah. Fuck off. I went through a lot of girlfriends. It's this idea that you're doing something wrong because you're not doing what they want you to do. That doesn't mean what you're doing is wrong. Right? If your wife or husband yells at you because you didn't take out the trash, you tell them to fuck off. If the trash is bothering you that goddamn bad, take the fucking trash out. But you didn't do anything wrong just because you didn't take the trash out on their timeline. I never understood why people say I'm sorry so often. Right? Unless I agreed to do something and I didn't do it, I will not apologize. It's this idea that I have to apologize for something that I did that someone else didn't like. Well, I didn't say I would do that. Well, yeah, but you should have. Well, I didn't. Well, yeah, but you should say I'm sorry. Why? Because I think you should have done this. Well, that's your fucking problem, not mine. Why in the fuck why should I apologize? And then I hear, well, sometimes you're just supposed to apologize so you can get over the argument. So I'm supposed to lie so we can get over the argument. Yeah. I thought you said you don't like liars. Well, I mean, that's not really a lie. But I'm not sorry. Yeah, but at least they hear you say it. Okay, so when the fuck am I supposed to lie and when am I not supposed to lie? Can we get some consistency here? So if it makes you feel better, I'm supposed to lie. Yes. Okay. Well, what if I go out drinking all night and get fucked up drunk and come home in the morning and then I lie to you so that you don't feel as bad? Well, that's bad. But isn't this about your feelings? Which feelings of yours is valid? This it's this circle of what the fuck? And this applies to government. See, government's never going to be happy. You know why? Because government's always making up shit. See, lawmakers make laws. So they'll always find something to make a law about. That's why we have that. Here we go. All right. Think about this. How many people here know every law that you're supposed to abide to? When you walk out the door, do you know every law? No. So if you don't know what you're not supposed to do, how the hell are you supposed to live your life? See, laws are the eggshells that the government puts down. So you walk so carefully and you worry so much about what you're doing that you always live in fear that the government's going to get you. That's the same as having an abusive relationship. That as soon as you wake up, the first thing you're supposed to think of is, what would my abusive spouse want me to do right now? That's not freedom. But so many people are caught up in this idea that they have to live walking on the eggshells of the government and other people's expectations. You don't. Those eggshells are illusions. And you have the greatest power in the world. The greatest power in the world is not giving a shit what the government, what people, what anybody outside of your head says, unless you've made an agreement with them. That's why we have contracts. That's why we have understandings. Right? When my children were young, there was an understanding that I would feed them, clothe them, and provide them with a roof. Everything else was optional. Dad, I want a new Xbox. Well, fucking go get a job. Because your want is not my fucking command. See, that's something else. We worry way too much about our children's happiness. Fuck them. They're lucky we made them. Okay. Those of you watching on YouTube, all right, those of you watching on YouTube, click the link under here and come on over to Rumble for the rest of the show. Here's a word from the sponsor.
Introducing the Liberty Laptop, your gateway to online anonymity. Engineered with your privacy in mind, the Liberty Laptop comes equipped with cutting-edge security features, ensuring that your data remains yours and yours alone. No more worries about your personal information being shared without consent. Say goodbye to prying eyes and third-party snoops. Enjoy your online freedom with advanced privacy settings, protecting your every digital move, all at your fingertips. With the Liberty laptop, you control what others see and don't see. We customize your privacy settings and let only what matters most to you be shared. No more concerns about unwarranted surveillance. We put the power back in your hands. No unwanted access through the laptop's camera and microphone. Powered by the latest technology, the Liberty laptop ensures performance while respecting your personal boundaries. The Liberty laptop. Your control. Your privacy. Your world. Visit calixsolutions.io to experience true personal freedom today.
Bye-bye, YouTube. Join us on Rumble. The link's under here. Or join us on SUBSTACK or Patreon for the full next hour and a half. Because after a half hour, we switch over to the private server where we talk about the good shit. Love you guys. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye, YouTube.